Quiet down, it's time for class. Okay. Hello everyone. I am amino acid. I usually teach the machine forgetting class, but your professor, Dr. Farnan, he was trying to optimize his couch, but then unfortunately he broke his leg. Please wish him a smooth recovery. And so today, today we'll be covering pages 2,395 to 2,789 on your CLRS textbook. If you have one, please follow along. Why is it doing that? So, understanding the dating process, I think we've been covering it for a few classes by Dr. Farnan. So, understanding the dating process, what are the steps to falling in love? This is a review from last class. And so can we get volunteers to state 3 or 6 steps on the steps of falling in love? Yes, Sean.
1, you meet someone.
Yes, you meet someone.
You have to talk to them too.
You have to talk to them. Anyone else?
You fall madly in love with them at first sight.
Okay, I think Dr. Farnan did a good job for covering it. You find a person, I don't know why I'm saying that. You go on the date and you fall in love. And so first, how do we apply computer science to these components? And so first, finding a person. Okay, so how many people are in the University of Pittsburgh CS program? There's approximately 920 people in the CS major, and the assumptions for finding a person should be, why is it doing that? 919 people in the CS major. You yourself are probably also a CS major, and you can't date yourself for obvious reasons. You've never dated people, statistically likely. And you can't go back to the person you've already dated before. The process of do not date your exes should be followed. So, well, all of these steps combined, it's the explore/exploit problem, otherwise known as optimal stopping or the secretary problem, as you might have heard before. And so for the explore/exploit problem, the setup is that you want to hire one secretary immediately, however, and you have 100 applicants lined up in front of you, which you go one by one. And you need to make a decision to hire someone on the spot. You can't go back. And you don't know the applicant pool, so you don't want to hire someone like at the 10th person. And in addition, you can't go back and hire someone you've already seen before. And so when do you stop playing the field and decide to hire is a question that we need to ask. Okay, say we have this setup. You have 10 people that you'll meet in 6 months in this exact order, and each number represents your compatibility with them, going from 1 to 10. It's kind of dehumanizing to rank people like this, but it's okay. Let's ignore that. Okay, when should you stop playing the field and commit? Like for the first couple of people, you want to play the field and no. And some smart people figured it out, and optimally, it's 37%. What this means is that for the first 4 people, you want to just vibe with them without making a commitment and keep track of the best person. In our case, it'll be the 3rd person, the 9. And after the 4 people, the first person you encounter that's better than the best person that you met in the first 37% that you played the field with, you commit to. Okay, and so first you go through number 8, record that, number 5, number 9, number 1, and once you get here, you stop and mark the best person. Number 9 was the best person, so let's just keep that in track. Number 9, you go through number 7, 7 is lower than 9, ignore. 4 is smaller than 9, ignore. 6 is smaller than 9, ignore. 3 is smaller than 9, ignore. And then number 10 is bigger than number 9, so we end it here and commit to the 10th person. And next steps of falling in love is going on the date. Okay. So what are the requirements for going on the date? I think we covered this last class by Dr. Farnan. Can someone prove it? Tell us. What are the requirements, Sean?
Often you go on a shared plan planned excursion that you have specifically identified as a date.
Ooh,
This is very important.
Dr. Farnan taught us well. Okay, so requirements to go on the date: find time when both parties are available, find an activity to do, and both parties agree that it's a date, as Sean mentioned. Okay. For these three things, okay, find an activity to do, you pair programming. It's the most romantic experience you can do. Never had a hotter date than that. Okay, and so for both parties agreeing it's a date, send a legally binding document to them saying that it's a date, just for the sake of it. And then find time when both parties are available. That's when computer science hits. So the things that you need to do to find the time when both parties are available is finding the time and date when you're available and maximize the number of dates you go on with people. For finding the time and day you're available, it's MP complete, which means it takes a lot of time, assuming that P does not equal MP. If you're one of those weird people that thinks P equals MP, then it's pretty easy. If you're one of those people, come to me after class. Okay, so going on the date, we know how to find time when we're going to go on a date. We also need to maximize the number of dates you go on with people. And so say you have some dates scheduled this weekend. I know it's kind of exaggerated. You're probably not going to find like 8 dates per weekend. However, okay, how do you maximize the number of dates you go on? And the way to do it with the computer science is the greedy algorithm. You can generally just pick the one with the earliest finish time. And so if we start from the time axis, the person with the earliest finish time is Russ with Ada. If we committed to the date with Russ with Ada, we can't go on Ruby with Alice or Haskell with Gottfried. The next person that finishes earliest is Julia with Julia, which means Python with Alan and Java with Bob is disqualified. Then it's HTML with Donald, which disqualifies Ruby with Alice. And then lastly, you do Go with AC. Okay, so with this greedy algorithm, we have our maximized number of dates, and you maximize the dates you go on, and which means it's Russ with Ada, Julia, HTML, and Go. We didn't cover Ruby, but that's okay. Okay. Lastly, you need to fall in love. What is love? Can we get a volunteer trying to find it for us? Someone else, maybe? Neej.
Me? Two people like each other very much.
Maybe. Maybe we need to do some review, but it's essentially
I don't know
finding
so much about the topic yet.
it's essentially finding a path to someone's heart. And so a path to someone's heart, that's just pathfinding, graph algorithms, what CS majors are good at. And so here's your heart and your crush's heart, and clearly there's a graph between them because everything is a graph, as we've learned previously with Dr. Farnan. And if we define the node as the state after each action taken, and the edge is the amount of effort each action takes, then you can use your favorite shortest pathfinding algorithm for a graph. I use Dijkstra's to find the path to your crush's heart. And so to recap, what are the steps of falling in love? You find a person, that's decision-making algorithms. You go on the date, that's a scheduling algorithm. You fall in love, that's a graph algorithm. And throughout this class, Dr. Farnan has taught you how to do computer science. You can clearly fall in love. Don't forget that your homework is due April 1st. You need to prove P versus MP, go on a traveling salesman's journey, and throughout apply the lessons you've learned in this class and find a committed partner if you haven't already. My contact information is aminoacid@aminoacid.com. This is my phone number. My office is on the 7th floor. It might be a little bit hard to get to. My address is 299-792-458 Plum Street. And my office hours are Monday and Thursday or by appointment. I do teach small ideas in computer science, so you might need that. Any questions we have? Yes, Thomas.
Do you have any personal anecdotes you could tell us that fall within these 3 steps?
Personal anecdotes? Well, I'm married, so contact me with my phone number so that I can get personal anecdotes. Any other questions? What other questions do we have?